right, welcome to another Therapy Thursday. Today we have Rachel here with us, and she's been doing the posture alignment for about a week so far. And one of the things she'd like to do is be able to do a full squat all the way down. She's already actually made a lot of progress, but she'd like to be able to do full squat. So today we're going to show you how some of the posture alignment exercises will allow her to go deeper into a squat, which she's going to be able to get stronger, get more benefit, burn more calories every workout she does when she gets that better range of motion. But I just wanted to start out a little bit and to see what are some of the benefits you've seen just from the week so far.
Mainly the benefits of when I worked out, when we talked about earlier, was doing the squats and still having to use heel risers, but being able to get down lower. And being a hairstylist, my back feels a lot better by the end of the week, and I'm not as tight, and just having more range of motion and being aware of my posture.
Awesome. So your back's not as tight, your shoulders are more relaxed, and you're getting more out of your workouts is what I'm hearing. All right, awesome. So we're going to start out, see what her squat looks like. And actually, we'll look at posture a little bit first. One of the things, I don't know if you guys can see in the video, but one hip is a little bit higher than the other one. And then as we face this wall here, there's a pretty decent arch in the low back. And so when she squats, that arch actually keeps her from getting all the way down into a squat. So when we do some of the exercises, my goal is to help take that tension out to allow her to go deeper. Okay? And you can also see here, her hip goes a little bit more forward in front of the shoulder, which is called sway back, which means the hips aren't doing the work. And one of the reasons the back is getting tighter is it's trying to do the work for that hip. So I'd like you to do a squat for us and show what that looks like.
Right now?
So, yep, just go into your squat. All right, and so this is where she's at now, which is actually pretty great. When she started, go up about 2 inches. This is right about here is where she was last week. So she's already gained some range of motion, and then go all the way back down just to show, see what that looks like. And so one of the things, we're actually gonna come back up. Great, and then let's face the camera so everyone can see, and do a squat again. So one of the things you may see is her feet want to turn out and roll in when she does this exercise. So I'm guessing part of it's going to be actually at the calves and ankle, and then part of it's going to be at the hips that are stopping her from going all the way down. So we're going to hit both of those today. All right, so first exercise, you ready?
Mm-hmm.
You sure?
Yeah.
All right, perfect. So I'd like you to come up against the wall,
Okay.
flexion abs, which you're now familiar with.
Yes.
And I moved the stuff off screen, so Liz is going to toss this to me. Awesome, thank you, Liz. And you're going to get into the flexion ab position. Good. And so we're going to squeeze that block, toes nice and straight, and get a little bit closer.
And we're going to measure it at home.
You measure it at home?
Mm-hmm.
That's awesome.
Is that close enough?
Yep, perfect. And then squeeze the block. Good. So, and she's going to hold this about a 50% pressure between the blocks, which is going to hit the inner thighs, but it's also going to kick in the hip flexors, that crease of the hip. And if you were to tilt her upright and were to look at the flexion ab position, it's basically a deep squat standing. But she's on her back supported, so she can strengthen it without trying to load it like you would standing up. So what I'd like you to do now is interlock your hands, palms up, elbows straight, good. Nice and smooth, work back through a range of motion. And wherever your elbows want to bend, relax and come back up. And we're going to do 30 of these. And it looks like we lost the light, so that's why I kept looking at the screen a little bit confused, but we should be good. So yeah, just gonna keep going. So what this is doing, as she's squeezing through this exercise, she's actually gonna be lengthening her upper back, and she should notice that her low back starts going to the floor more as you reach through. And she's nodding as yes, that is the case. And so
feel it.
as we do these, we're changing the upper back position with that stable hip working. And just turn the heels out a little bit. And she may notice, I don't know if this is the case, she may notice as she squeezes with that ankle position, you may actually feel your shins burn a little bit holding that. Do you feel that at all?
Mm-hmm.
Cool.
Especially because that was one thing I really paid attention to, was keeping my feet straight, because they definitely were wanting to turn out naturally.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so when the feet turn out, it's gonna turn off the hip flexors a little bit, and it's also not gonna train that foot position. So just being here, it looks like she's just hanging out holding a pillow, but she's getting hip work, upper back work, and changing the foot and shin position, which is gonna strengthen all those muscles that allow her to do the deep squat. How are you feeling so far?
Feeling good.
Too
I
easy?
feel it. No.
And if you guys have noticed, she wasn't able to get down all the way nice and smooth, and already smoother, bigger range of motion just going through this exercise. And we're gonna do about 10 more for fun.
I lost count.
Yeah, that's all right. Stomach relax, let your belly out, just let it, there you go. So whenever the stomach's tight, it's gonna automatically turn on those back muscles, which is gonna keep the hips from doing the job. So it's not that we don't want a strong core, but we want a strong core and back in conjunction with the hips doing equal amounts of work. So one of the biggest things with the work that we do is training that balance, front and back, left and right, which you were talking about, asking earlier, does everyone have a side that's stronger than the other? And most of us do, but just by having one side that's better, it's gonna show up in your posture and potentially lead to pain, or at the very least, a decrease in performance. All right, how are we doing here?
Good. That was 10.
Now what I'd like you to do, we're gonna do a crunch. I want you to look up about 2 feet behind you, and then you're gonna put, like, right in the middle of your head, put your hands. So a little bit higher, right above, yeah, good. Now lay back down. We're gonna do some crunches. You're gonna keep that pillow squeezed. Stomach's gonna be working, so don't worry about relaxing it, but pull your elbows back. Good, and then just push your low back into the ground and raise yourself up a little bit, keeping from the ribs to your head a straight line. So when you raise, just push the low back down, keep your head back. There you go, and then relax all the way. You're gonna do about 25 of these.
I'm gonna have to think about that.
Yep, exhale. So what we want is those elbows pulled back, just pushing the lower back into the ground. That's gonna get the abs and everything working, but it's also gonna open up her back and change that head and shoulder position for her. One of the things that happens is when Rachel's doing her squats, her hips stay rolled over, which stops basically the leg bone from rotating in that joint, keeping her from getting that full range of motion. So by doing this, should allow the back to stay relaxed to get deeper into her squat, which is going to be fun when we get the test to see after. Less with the head, more with the stomach. Small motion. Push the low back down and relax. Good. What do you feel happening as you do this, other than a lot of ab work and concentration?
I feel like it's opening up also just my shoulder sockets with keeping my arms back.
Good, good. So the shoulder sockets are opening up?
Mm-hmm.
Good. Any idea how many you've done?
I think 9.
Alright, and we're gonna aim for 25.
Alright, I'll pick up the pace.
Yeah, small motion. Yeah, I'm gonna probably just stop talking now, and you guys are gonna see the screen speed up, and we'll just go through that way. Stomach relax. Good, there you go. Think about pushing the low back down. Small motions, and down. Squeezing that pillow. There you go. Bring your shins out a little bit wider. Good. Relax each time, all the way. There you go. Down and relax. Let's do 10 more.
10 more.
You're doing great. Muscles work yet?
Mm-hmm.
Elbows back. There you go.
Okay.
All right, let's hop up, see how you're doing. And first off, just check in. How do you feel?
I feel a lot looser in my back area.
So back's looser, good. How's your shoulders?
They feel good. They feel like they were stretched.
Awesome. So let's face the wall there. Let's just see what's changed. Good. So still not perfect, but the shoulders and hips have come back together a little bit more just by strengthening that and then working the low back. Let's go ahead and test that squat again. See how that looks. Good. How are you feeling?
Feeling good. Still
Good.
tight. but
Still a little
good.
bit tight. What's different about this time?
I feel like my ankles are a little tight compared to my back. I guess I would feel like the tightness in my back more, but now I feel it more in my ankles.
Okay, so it's moved now from our back, so we changed that back position a bit, and now it's in the ankles. So that's the next set of exercises I'd like to do. And we're gonna actually strengthen the foot position and see how much lower we can get. So, we're gonna use the slant board, and to strengthen that position. So we're gonna start out sitting in the middle of this chair, okay? Just hang out here. Good, and then we're gonna put your feet around on top of that. Good, we're gonna slide this in a little bit. Good. And so, now, relax the shoulders, relax your posture. So this is also, let your low back arch. The other way, yeah, just slouch. Think bad posture. So I know that seems counterintuitive, but for this exercise, we just want to relax the low back, relax the shoulders, just stay slouched. So we're going to do, this exercise is going to strengthen the hip muscles again. It's going to actually bring her low back out of this. And so strengthen these hip muscles in conjunction with strengthening the feet. So each time we do a set, we're going to come out and test, see how you feel, okay? Part of this process is we're learning what works for her. Some exercises we think maybe like this is the perfect one, but basically how her body cheats, we want to find a way to change it so her body doesn't cheat for that exercise. So we're going to do 3 different exercises in this position for this one set. First is going to be 20 pillow squeezes, so just do like 2 of those for us. So she would do 20, stomach relaxed, stay slouched. Then she's going to do 20 where she pulls her toes up. So yeah, good. And you're going to slide, bring your feet down, slide forward a little bit. Good. Now do that again. Nice and smooth, and her thing is going to be to pull the pinky toes up at the same time.
Oh yeah.
Sometimes the feet want to roll as you do that. So she's going to do 20 of those, strengthening that pull back position, which is going to change how her squat works. And then now, push the big toe and pinky toe down equally, or the ball of the big toe and pinky toe, and do a calf raise. Good, keeping the big toe down. So on that, she rolled out a little bit. Can you feel that? And come back down. Only go as high as you can, keeping the big toe and pinky toe down. How are you feeling?
Feeling good.
All right, good. So let's start out. Stay slouched. And we're going to speed up the video now, and she's going to do 20 of these. Stomach relaxed. There you go. Stay slouched. Good. Doing great. Relax the hands, relax the shoulders. Just let your low back go under, stay leaned over. Stomach relaxed, good.
Okay.
Good. Now you're going to do the 20 where you lift the toes. It's going to be probably harder than you think. You might want to stay a little bit more forward, yep, just so you have room. Good. Let's do 20. Pinky toes. Pull up on the outside, yep. Relax the hands, relax the stomach. Your feet are doing the work, not the upper body. Good, outside pulling up. Good, there you go, keep the blocks squeezed. Relax the pinkies. It's your feet trying to do the work. Good, there you go, how are you feeling?
Good.
And just make sure you only go as high as you can without leaning back.
Ooh.
Yeah, so stay relaxed and soft, but if you lift and it rocks you back, you've gone too high. There you go, good. And you can almost feel how that could help pull you into that squat better.
Mm-hmm.
So even here, your body was like fighting and pushing back. Good, nice and equal. You're gonna love these. Are you getting a slant board yet? Have you thought about getting a slant board yet?
No.
No, not yet.
I didn't know they were available for anybody.
Yeah, we don't have them here for you, but you can, Amazon's great. You can get all kinds of stuff on Amazon. Yep, nice and smooth, pinky toe. You can tell, can you tell that, especially that right big toe wants to do weird things?
Mm-hmm.
Good, there you go.
I definitely feel it a lot more in my muscles when I bring the pinkies up.
Yeah.
But I have to really think about it and force them.
Yeah, keep leaning back. I'm leaning back. You feel how that rocked you?
Mm-hmm.
You think this would be easy?
I think that's 20.
Alright, now we're gonna do the heel raise 20. Yep, keeping that big toe down. Stomach relaxed. Do you feel your hips at all?
Mm-hmm.
Yep, good. Your calves may also cramp.
It could hurt though.
Yeah.
You can feel it stretching.
Alright, excellent. I'm gonna work on not leaning over to change my posture. I'm like, man. Yep, push through, good. The whole foot pressing down. Don't let it roll out. There you go, good. Did you feel that one? That was a good one. I could actually see the feet bones align. Relax a little back, relax the stomach. There you go, stomach relaxed. 5 more for fun, stomach relaxed. You're doing great. Stomach relaxed, good. And last one. Good, and let's hop up, see how you're doing.
Whew.
Alright, so she just finished the first round of these exercises. It's a lot harder than it looks, as Rachel's now learning. So during the period in the middle, her hands were actually tightening up, trying to do the work. Her body was wanting to rock back. So there's a lot of ways to cheat. But yeah, over time, all those muscles are going to remember how they're supposed to work. So let's go ahead and what do you feel different first?
I definitely feel more stretched through my hips and then through the front of my, shins and ankles.
Okay, so front, hip working.
Mm-hmm.
How's your back compared to where we started?
It feels even just a little bit just like looser.
So even looser after that one.
Mm-hmm.
Cool. So let's face that wall again. And let's go ahead and do that next squat and see how it looks. Good. So definitely lower than the last one. How's that feel for you?
It feels good. And
Yeah.
now I feel about equal amount of pressure, but it definitely isn't as much in my back and my ankles.
Yeah. So didn't go still about the same where we started, but this time your feet are in line. The
Okay.
first one you were kind of turning out and they were rolling in.
Mm-hmm.
Now you're still about the same spot, but the feet are in a better position. So that's already changing. And we got 3 more of these exercises. So she's gonna go through, we strengthen the inner thighs, round 1. Now we're gonna strengthen the hips, or the outer hips, round 2. So Liz is gonna toss us the strap, and let's have a seat again. You're loving these, aren't you?
Mm-hmm.
All right, so we're gonna put the strap fist distance apart. We want that fist distance because that's actually, a lot of times we think our hips are way wider than they actually are, just one fist.
Oh.
If you look at when my feet are fist distance apart straight down, that's actually hip width. And so we're doing that to train the legs to be in that hip position, strengthening both sides. Perfect. And so bring your feet out a little bit. Good. Now what I'd like you to do is stomach relaxed and slouch. This keeps all the other back muscles from trying to help out with the exercise. So she's just going to be very slouchy and press out against the strap. Same as the first. She's going to press out 20 times, lift 20 times, and then press down 20 times. Strengthening basically all the parts in the ankle and the hips. When she does the lifts on the first one, knees are going to be holding that pillow, keeping that pressure so they stay in a straight line. Same thing for this one. When she does the lifts, she's going to be pressing out. It's probably going to be a little bit harder for her. So, and we're going to then go just speed this up so you can watch her and you guys can do it later for yourselves at home. All right, what are you noticing?
Definitely was feeling it through here. Did my 20. No.
Yeah, I'm just going to keep this in a little bit.
I like being able to see my toes more.
Yeah, so normally I have people do it straight in front of the mirror. Slouch again, relax the hands. You're doing great. Let the low back round even more. Like think about tucking your tailbone under. Yeah, there you go. Think Humpty Dumpty. So don't worry, no one can see your face on this side. You can also tell me to not talk at any point.
No, you're fine.
This is like the exact opposite. What are you feeling as you do these?
I
Stay relaxed.
am feeling definitely all the way up my shin as I'm doing it, and I definitely feel it more when I remember to bring my pinky toe out, and so that's what I'm focusing on,
Good.
is to bringing it up evenly.
Perfect. Nice and smooth. There you go. Stomach relaxed. Just let the belly out. Good. And how do you feel?
Good.
Any experience things that you wouldn't want to feel?
No,
Other than
just the stretching, yeah.
like muscle work, that's fine.
Mhm.
Are you pushing out as you lift?
Yes.
Okay, good.
Just like that.
Okay.
I do kind of feel like in the outer part of the ankle, is that good?
Yeah, that's fine. Let's now do the lift 20
Okay.
times. Good. Keeping that pressure out. Follow the big toe down. There you go. So you should feel worse. Do you feel, relax the hands again? Good.
It's almost easier to do it with one foot versus both feet. I don't know.
So one foot works better than the other?
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
My right foot is like, okay, I got this. My left foot is like, what
Yeah.
are you doing?
Keep the big toe down, don't go as high. Small motions, keep the ball, like this part here of the foot, down. You're starting to go like,
Toeing it.
yeah. I was like, were you a dancer?
No, but I walk on my toes a lot.
Got it. Just for fun?
I always have. I don't know.
Keeping that pressure out against the
I'm actually feeling it like all the way up.
Yeah, keep equal pressure in both hips as you push out. Is that better?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So that's where like sometimes the muscles want to help out that shouldn't. And or it could just be kicking in, one of the two. Feeling good yet?
Mm-hmm.
Hands relaxed, stomach relaxed, letting that low back round. Is your neck getting tight at all, or are you just trying to relax?
Just trying to relax.
Okay. If it's tightening up, just let us know that too, because yeah, it should. If your neck's tightening up during this, something's not working right.
So I snap, crackle, and pop a lot. And I don't know, I always move my neck because it always cracks. I don't know.
Yeah. Yeah, mine, that's your body adjusting. Over time, as you do these, it's gonna snap and pop less. Because it's gonna stay in a better position.
That sounds great.
Yeah. Yeah, keeping that the big toe down, kind of pushing through that area.
So that was 20.
Alright, let's come up out of that, see how you feel. Alright, set 2 done, and we're just gonna test to see. Sometimes both exercises are great for a person, and then sometimes we only pick a couple of these based off how the person responds. And so let's go ahead. One, how do you feel? Did you like that better?
I liked it the same.
The same, okay? And what's different now after that exercise?
Definitely my left ankle feels more stretched.
Okay, so left ankle more stretched.
Mm-hmm.
And let's face the wall again and test out a squat, see how you feel. Good, good. What feels different this time?
I wish I could go lower, but I don't feel the pain or the pressure that I was feeling in my back or my ankles.
Okay, so not able to get as low as you'd like, but the pressure in the back and ankles are gone. Okay, cool. So over time, as you do this each week, day to day, it's gonna change more and more. And let's see with the next two if we can get a little bit further.
Okay.
So great job there. Now, we're gonna sit here. Same thing, but a little bit different. This is going to be a lot worse on pulling the toes back because we're at a disadvantage here because we're up that slant.
I don't even know if I'll be able to get it back any farther.
You might not move.
Just getting my heels down, I have to think about this.
Yeah. So once again, this exercise, we're going to turn the feet nice and straight. They're turned out a little bit now. Good. Then, so same thing, but we're going to reverse the order. So as she does this exercise, she's going to stay slouched, relaxing the stomach, relaxing the upper body. She's going to squeeze the pillow 20 times. Then she's gonna lift the heels up first, and then she's gonna do 20 of those, and then 20 pulling the feet back up, like this. So we're training that plantar flexion and dorsiflexion throughout, which is basically just the ankle pushing away and pulling back up. So stomach relaxed, squeezing 20 times, and we're gonna speed it up again so she can do the exercise and you guys can just enjoy the parts where we talk, because that's the best part, right?
Oh my god.
What are you thinking?
It's already hurting. Alright, so definitely, alright, so now I have to think about this. Alright,
Yeah, relax. So think about slouching back here. Good. You want your shoulders almost over your hips. Good.
So my heels are
First,
barely touching how they're sitting right here. Like I'm having to think about it to actually get them just to sit on there.
yeah, so first lift your heels up.
Okay.
So lift, yeah, go, you can relax the hands, bring those up. You can bring them higher if you want. Good, pressing through the big toe and pinky toe. Stomach relaxed, good. You're doing great. Really good things. Relaxed, hands relaxed. It's gotten easier, hasn't it?
Mm-hmm.
In the hands at least. The feet, maybe not. Like, man, all these muscles are working. And then, yep, let those kind of ankle bones roll back out a little bit as they go. So when you come up, you're going to actually feel them move to the sides a little bit. Good. Stomach relaxed, you're doing good. Awesome, relax the body, don't lean back. Good.
Alright, so that was my last one.
Are your heels down more?
A little bit, yes.
Okay, now just practice picking them up and then setting them down. Relax the hands, use what you got.
I think I got my toes off the board.
Yeah?
That's it. That's all I got. Oh, I'm trying so hard.
Well, just stop trying, just do. I'm just kidding. Stomach relaxed.
Why can I not bend my ankle backwards?
Well, could this be why when you do your riser, that it's so much easier?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I just had no idea that I had this little rotation backwards in my ankle.
Yeah. Well, when do we think about using it other than a deep squat, which until you started doing it, didn't even know that you didn't have it?
Is it okay that I kind of feel it in my back again?
Oh yeah, that's perfect. Relax the hands, you're doing great. Stop the side for now.
I really feel like I flexed a lot, but I felt like I really didn't have any like upward movement besides like this.
Yeah, and so, cool, you can stand up, steady feel. So she just finished this again. What have you just learned about your body?
It does not, my feet do not like going back.
Yep, so the feet don't like to pull up, and when you think of doing your squat, the shin is like lifting, because when you go down, that foot is decreasing that angle. So when we don't have that motion, it's really hard to do our squat.
And I noticed also it was hard, I had to really think about keeping my feet forward. It wanted to turn in the beginning, but when I thought about it, they were okay.
They're okay, good. And what's different in your body? How do you feel?
I feel looser in my hip area and my ankles.
So hips and ankles are looser, okay. Was it harder than you thought?
Yes.
Yeah, so she was asking during the exercise, should my hips be working? And as her knees come up, she's training that hip flexor muscle, which is gonna pull her in the squat easier. So hopefully we're gonna see a change now, but as she does each of these, over time, the body's gonna remember what it's supposed to do. It's over time, by how she's been working at her job and everything, it's forgotten what it's supposed to do. Because how often do you think about it, do we do a deep squat or we're down here? Most of us, a lot of us don't do it at all in the last couple of years. But when we don't use it, we lose it. Cool thing is that as you use it, you can gain it back. So let's face that way and test out your squat. Good, so a little bit of cracking. And how do you feel there?
I feel good, and I feel like I want to go farther down, but I feel like I'm gonna go forward to go down, and
Okay.
I don't want to topple.
That's okay. So if you guys look, she is lower in the hips. She's having to lean over a lot more to balance, but it's because if you look at her foot to her knee is almost an inch to 2 inches back behind her foot. Now, you don't want to let the knees necessarily go far in front of the toes, but we do want the knees to go towards that toe position. So she's getting lower with each exercise we do. Over time, that foot position is going to change more and more. She'll be able to get all the way down. So we're going to do this exercise again, and I'm going to change it. We're going to do the strap out, but I'm going to lower it for that one where you can get a little more range of motion, lifting at the hip.
Okay.
So same type of thing. A couple things just as she does the exercises is, one is we want to make sure those feet stay nice and straight. If we let them turn out, we're training that motion and not the proper muscles. And then the other thing is as she lifts, sometimes she's tightening her hands, she's rocking back. If we let the body rock out, we're avoiding that actual hip training. And so when we stay over top, it's actually helping her sit deeper into that squat, train the right muscles. So once again, she's going to do 20 out. Then she's going to lift 20 times, and then lift the front of the foot 20 times. So we're just going to speed it up again, let you guys watch her do it, and then we'll talk about it a little bit after. Cool, much better. I don't know if you can feel the difference, but your hip, it's easier to do this exercise. You're getting more motion, more control in the hips, which is awesome.
So keep constant pressure and then just lift the heels.
Yeah. Good. And so if you think about it, the knee position is like a deep squat now. And almost allow that to push your low back more. Not your upper back, but your low back will rock. So you're getting a little bit more of a stretch in the low back. Doing great. But the mask is going to sweat twice as hard. I'm starting to sweat just breathing, or it's because I'm nervous on camera, one, two. Cool thing I learned is when I speed it up on recording, you can't actually hear what I'm saying.
Oh, that's good.
So, you can say whatever you want now. And then later I'll find out that you can't, and someone will be like, hey, we heard all that stuff you were saying. Ridiculous. Starting to feel work yet?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so this is a whole body exercise, even though it looks like we're just waving our feet in the round.
Yes, I'm definitely realizing that.
So fun fact, there are people that do this on level 4.
Ah!
Yeah.
Ah!
I'm a 2 type of guy. 3 is like, yeah, they're not moving. Like, what are you talking about adding more? There you go. And can you tell your upper body says relax a lot more?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, like now the legs, I know it's a lot of reps, but the legs and feet are now like, okay, I can do this now. I don't need my shoulder to try to help me out. Or my right pinky, left pinky.
So weird.
It goes to show just how connected we are. So a lot of times people don't realize just that connection. We're like, yeah, of course we're connected because we're all one body. But then it's like, well, why is my hand trying to do footwork? And then we go run a marathon or run for 6 miles and we're like, why are my shoulders and back so tired? Well, if your feet aren't working, your shoulders and back are trying to pull you along. And they just suck at that job.
Mm-hmm.
It's crazy that we weren't designed to run on our shoulders.
So I was noticing I had to make sure I was keeping my constant pressure
Uh-huh.
because if I didn't, I noticed my heels were wanting to come in. I guess to naturally turn my feet out, and I wasn't letting them.
Got it.
All right.
All right, so we're gonna drop this down. And now.
All right, we're gonna do this, feet. You ready?
Feet.
Let's do this.
Relax the pinkies.
So you say you walk on your toes a lot, right? And so if you think about walking on your toes, you've trained that, yep.
You wear heels?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So this is the opposite of that, and your body's excited.
Pinkies.
one I did was like a good one. Alright, getting into the good. And it took me a couple of reps to get my body to like
Yeah.
do it all.
And so I'm gonna ask you when we go back, it's like, did you learn that as you did it, you could actually get more range of motion that helped out better? Stomach relaxed. Lean forward a little bit. There you go. A little bit more. Slouch.
It hurts so much more then.
In the shins?
Mm-hmm.
Because now they're working harder? Good. Well, we want them to work. We don't want your back and head to work when your feet are supposed to.
Do 5 more just because I have to.
Cool. You're determined. Alright, awesome. Let's come out of that, see how you feel. Alright, so 4th exercise is done. We're going to check in, see what our body looks like. Alright, what did you notice during that one?
I noticed the more that I did it, the slightly more motion I got backwards. And when I was doing it all correctly and slouching the way that I should and keeping the pressure the way that I should, that I really felt the stretch more.
Okay, good. So just by using that motion, you got more over time.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, perfect. So let's once again check out that squat, see what's changed. Good. There you go. So definitely, so the hips are about as low as they were last time, which is low, the lowest they've been, and our upper body is able to stay a little bit higher this time, which is great. You can come up out of that. So she's done awesome. Thank you for playing.
Thank you.
We're gonna real quick just show you she has improved in her squat. Knowing and seeing what I've seen now and how little pulling back you have, gonna have you actually do a calf stretch in a moment. And for time wise, we're gonna stop the recording, but we're gonna probably record it again if it's okay with you. Put the calf stretch in, see the change.
Mm-hmm.
But I'd like you guys to see just where that dysfunction is or the lack of movement that she has, because just getting this little bit of range of motion was really challenging. We're going to put some weights under. And what you get to see is that as we artificially change the range of motion, you're going to find that she can get lower. So by decreasing, by putting the heels here, she's going to need less of that foot motion. You're going to find she can go much lower with this exercise. So you can stand on this and just show a squat again. And so now, just that little bit, which actually before she needed a lot more to get this low, she's almost in a full squat here, hanging out. So one of the things, doing the posture exercise is a great way. You can come up out of that. Thank you, Rachel. Doing the exercises will help with that over time. And in the meantime, she could use a little bit of a lift, train that motion to get the right muscles working. And as she goes throughout her training and her squats, maybe a week from now, maybe do 10-pound plates so it's a little bit less of a lift. Then eventually nothing at all, and just practicing that range of motion as the body remembers how to move. So what was that like for you?
It made me realize how much I can't get into a squat when I use these risers. Like versus not using them, and so I really know like what I have to like work towards.
Perfect. So this gives you the better awareness of what things to move. Awesome. So thank you guys so much for watching. This is our second time of Therapy Thursday. If you or somebody you know would like to come in, we'll work with them to either help reduce pain or improve some area of performance. You guys can just comment down below, let us know. We'd be happy to work with you guys. And thank you guys so much. Thank you, Rachel, for playing.
Thank you for having me.
All right, so we're back. We just did another stretch that was specific for the ankle. And so just going to show her on the plates because we did see a change in the plate position. Before we did that, you guys saw that her hip was above her knee when she did that exercise. So this one, as we saw, doesn't have that ability to pull the foot back as much as we need to get that full squat position. And she's actually somebody that wears heels fairly often, so she's training the opposite motion all day, which makes it really hard to do something like a deep squat. So let's go ahead and test that real quick. So we saw initially that her hips didn't go below the knees with the risers at the 25. Now she is, and bring your chest up nice and tall. You can tell now she is fully down and in a much better squat position. And come back up. Now I know it's not that same position on the floor, but even just that one exercise from start to finish on the risers or the 25-pound plates, she's like this much different movement. So as she trains this and builds it back into her body, eventually there's no motion that you're not going to be able to do as long as you train it to be in the right position.
Nice.
So thank you guys for watching again, and we'll see you guys next week.